Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video on here, but life has been really hectic and that's okay. I'm back now and I'm ready to film a lot of videos for you guys. I have a lot of content planned for this channel and I am very excited to be sitting down and filming. As usual, it's the start of the month, so we will be filming our Tbr Jar video for the month of June. And I am very excited to see what we get. As usual, we will be pulling out 6 prompts from this jar, which is running dangerously low on prompts, so I really need to sit down and fill this up, which I think I will be doing in another video of mine which I have planned. Anyhow, we will be picking out 6 prompts today, through which we will pick out 6 books from my TBR. I do have a lot of unread books sitting on my shelves, so the plan is to sort of try and pick out books from my physical TBR. I do have a couple of titles downloaded on Kindle as well, so we will see how it goes. So yeah, very excited to be doing this and very excited to see what all I get for the month of June. So it's time to pick our first prompt from the jar, and let me just shake this up a little bit. I'm excited. Okay, so the prompt says pick a book which has a number in its title. Not too bad. I will have to see though. Pick a book which has a number on its title. Wait, let me check my Kindle TBR as well. How is it possible that I don't have a book with a number in its title? Okay, I think I did find the book. Wait, let me get it out of here. Okay, so I think this is a series I'm in the middle of already, and I did read the 3rd book in the series last year in October sometime. And I have been meaning to complete the series, and it's none other than The Boys of Torment, and it's Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. This is the 4th book in the series. I have read Binding 13, Keeping 13 and Saving 6, and this is Redeeming 6. So I think this is the 2nd part of Joey and Aoife's story, and honestly after the 3rd book I loved it so much, genuinely, but it was such an emotionally heavy read for me that I did need a break before picking this one up. But now that it's been a while since I've read the 3rd book, I do feel like I need a refresher before diving back into this. So maybe I'll do a reread of Saving 6 and then get down to Redeeming 6. I'm not too sure, but either which way, this is the book that we're picking for the prompt, a book with a number in the title. Let me just read the back real quick. She saved him once, but now the test is even greater. Joey Lynch's life has never been in more turmoil. Desperate to prove himself worthy of the only person he's ever put his trust in, Joey fights to stay away from a world that threatens to destroy everything. But with his demons continually close to the surface, can he keep his head above water? Unwilling to give up on the boy she loves, Aoife Malloy is fighting to save her best friend from the edge of self-destruction. Drowning in a world she doesn't understand, with only her heart to guide her, Aoife refuses to turn away from Joey, no matter how badly the odds are stacked against them. Through heartbreak and horror, Aoife and Joey have had each other's backs, and this time is no different. Come what may. Okay, I'm very excited to be diving back into the series. Very excited to emotionally torture myself. I think I did need something which was so engaging, because I feel like I have been in a sort of a reading slump for the past 2 months, ever since I read Scarlet Wars by Saoirse Ray. I feel like no book has really come up to par with that one, so I need something which will sort of give it that competition, which will engage me basically, and so that I feel like reading, because the past 2 months have been a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like I sit down to read and I get distracted in an instant, so I feel like I need to pick up a book which is engaging, where I love the world, where I love the characters, and I feel like this is the perfect book for that. So yeah, I'm very excited to be reading Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh, and that is our pick for the prompt. Pick a book which has a number in its title. A great first prompt to start off this video with. And it's time to pick our second prompt. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, so our second prompt is a book that has won an award. Okay, I have no idea. Let me just take a second. Great. So Babel has won awards. Wait, let me take it out. Where is it? This is a good prompt in a way because this book called Babel or Babel, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Babel.
Okay, so this book called Babel by R.F. Kuang has been on my TBR for the longest time, and coincidentally it's also a book club pick for this month. It does say right here, winner of the British Book Awards Fiction Book of the Year, Blackwell's Book of the Year, and #1 New York Times bestseller. Okay, so this definitely counts, and I am very excited to be picking this book up finally. This will be my first ever R.F. Kuang. I have never read any of her books. I do own a lot of them though. I do own Poppy War, I do own Catabasis, and I do own Babel, and I'm very excited to be diving right into this. Let me just read the back. The back says, it's Oxford, 1836, the city of dreaming spires. It is the center of all knowledge and progress in the world, and at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower from which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel a paradise, until it became prison. Can a student stand against an empire? Okay, it really doesn't tell me much. It just says for Philip Pullman fans. I've not read a Philip Pullman. My sister used to read them, I think, and I do have some copies here somewhere. But either which way, I am very okay, the text is really small. If you guys can see, the text is tiny. Okay, this is a long ass book. This is like 540 pages. Anyhow, excited to pick this one up and excited to finally read R.F. Kuang. I've heard so much about her, and yeah, I'm excited that I will get to read this book this month. That was quick. That was a quick prompt. That was quick and easy, and I'm loving the picks that I'm getting. So I'm excited to pick the third prompt for this video. And the third prompt that we have for the month of June, an arc. Okay, that's great because we do have a couple of arcs to read. Let me see which one to pick. I have this one which I need to read in the month of June, which I think I'm going to pick for this prompt. So it's an e-arc that I have, and it's called Unreachable by Mesos. I don't know much about it. Unreachable Ink Duet. So this author contacted me on Instagram, I think about 2-3 months ago, and I think she saw my content and she basically essentially told me that I would really enjoy her book. And I looked at the tropes and I was like, it does look good, though now I have completely forgotten what it's about. So let me just read. Unreachable is a 3-part book series that I'm publishing as a single compact collection in the first edition based on my personal preference. So it's basically a dark psychological age gap drama about 2 authors at a law university. The tropes I think include age gap, undercover law students with fake ID, student into professor, dark family secrets, 90s, mental health, forbidden romance. Okay, great. This sounds really interesting, and I think this is going to be my pick for the prompt and arc because this is one of the arcs that I have to read this month. So I'm very excited to be diving into this. So we're done with the first 3 prompts for this video, and it's time to pick our prompt for the 4th book for this month. So prompt number 4 is ask a friend to recommend. Interesting. Now who do I pick? Someone who will respond fast. Okay, I think I'm gonna message my friend Nana and ask her to pick a book for me. I'm not sure whether she'll be free right now to respond, but I'm going to try my luck, and if she doesn't respond by the end of this video, then I'm going to pick another person to pick a book for me. Okay, so let me just quickly text her. Okay, I've sent her the text. We'll wait for her to reply back to me, and till then we're going to move on to the next prompt. Okay, so this is the fifth prompt that we will be picking. The fifth prompt is a book you have a special edition of. Okay. I do see some books that I haven't read that I have a special edition of. So this is one. This is one. The first option that we have is the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but I'm guessing that I need to read like a duology before I pick up this one. Right? This is part of the Grishaverse. The best way to read Leigh Bardugo's Grishaverse is in publication order. This introduces the world, characters, and magic system naturally without spoilers. Oh, okay, I was mistaken. So I am supposed to start with Shadow and Bone first. I bought this book a while back. I loved this edition, and I was really, I think this I purely bought just because of this cover. At that time, I didn't know much about this book, but I've heard a lot about it, and yeah, I'm excited to start this. So I think I'm going to start this one. Let me just read anything. The blurb. Soldier, Summoner, Saint. Often and expendable, Alina Starkov is a soldier who knows she may not survive her first trek across the Shadowfold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters. But when her regiment is attacked, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. Now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of the notorious leader, the Darkling. He believes Alina can summon a force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. As the threat to the kingdom mounts and Alina unlocks the secrets of her past, she will make a dangerous discovery that could threaten all she loves and the very future of a nation. Welcome to Ravka, a world of science and superstition where nothing is what it seems. So this is definitely an option. Another book that we have is Rose and Chains by Julie Soto. Again, I think I bought this back in December, and part 2 of this is going to come out in December. So let me just read the blurb. The war is over and the dark forces have won, and the hero who was supposed to save them is dead. So I think this is also like a Harry Potter fan fiction, and then it was traditionally published. This is after watching her brother die and her kingdom fall, Princess Bryony Rosewood is captured by the enemy, stripped of her magic, and auctioned off to the highest bidder. She's sold to Tobin Hurst, a scion of the powerful and devious Hurst family, and her secret infatuation. But Bryony can't submit to her feelings. A secret rebellion is brewing and she must escape to join it. Yet despite the horrors of her new world, help and hope can arise in the most unlikely of places. Internationally best-selling author Julie Soto crafts a delicious romantic fantasy that's filled with intrigue, magic, and an irresistible enemies to lovers romance. Okay, this sounds very interesting, not gonna lie. I'm also leaning more towards this because I feel like if I pick up Shadow and Bone right now, I will want to finish the entire series or maybe the entire trilogy first, and I just don't think I have the time to do that right now. So I want to pick up something like this, which is not a standalone, but part 2 of this will come out in December. So essentially I will be caught up on that series, and then I'll have to worry about it in December. Okay, I think I'm going to pick this one up. Not to say that I won't be reading this. I will be reading this in the near future, but I want to pick this one up just for the sole reason that I already have too many books to read this month, and I don't want to just leave a series incompleted. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick Rose and Chains for the prompt, a book you have a special edition of. Also, please look at this gorgeous edition. It's beautiful. And look at the art inside. Oh my god, I can't. I think I've shown it to you before, but it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful books I own. Okay, I'm excited for this one. Okay, so my friend has replied and she has recommended The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros to me. And she says, not because she's read it, but that she's going to read it. Okay. I've heard a lot about that book, and I've heard that it's devastating and it's emotional and it's It makes people cry. Am I ready for that? I don't know. I'm just gonna go on to Goodreads and see. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. She is one of my favorite authors, and I love the Empyrean series by her. I'm sure everyone's heard about that series. I am impatiently waiting for book 4 in that series, and I feel like I definitely need a reread. I keep seeing so many theories all over Instagram, and I'm like, shit, dude, all that happened. Like, my brain is like, how do people come up with these things? How do people come up with these theories? I feel like I'm struggling to remember basic facts about that book, so I really need to go back and do a reread. Anyhow, coming to The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. It says, Beckett, if you're reading this, well, you know the last letter drill. You made it. I didn't. Get off the guilt chain, because I know if there was any chance you could have saved me, you would have. I need one thing from you. Get out of the army and get to Telluride. My little sister Ella is raising the twins alone. She's too independent and won't accept help easily. But she has lost our grandmother, our parents, and now me. It's too much for anyone to endure. It's not fair, and here's the kicker. There's something else you don't know that's tearing her family apart. She's going to need help, so if I'm gone, that means I can't be there for Ella. I can't help them through this, but you can, so I'm begging you as my best friend, go take care of my sister, my family. Please don't make her go through it alone. Ryan. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that does sound very devastating. Hey, someone's given it a 1 star for an awful ending. Oh my god. I mean, there are mixed reviews for this book, so I'm not gonna judge. I'm gonna read it for myself and I'm gonna see how I like it, because I've never read a contemporary romance by Rebecca Yarros. I've only ever read her fantasy books, and she's like the fantasy queen. So I'm really excited to see how she writes a contemporary romance and how I will enjoy it. So I think this will be our pick for our 4th prompt, which was ask a friend to recommend, and she recommended The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. So that's 5 prompts done, and we do have a cute little selection TBR that we've compiled for June, and it's time to pick the last prompt for June. Let's see what we get. Okay, so the last prompt is a fairy tale retelling. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Fairy tale retelling. Okay, so obviously we have Akuta, which I've already read, but I am supposed to be doing a reread, so maybe we can pick that one up again. I definitely want to reread Akuta, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City before book 6 of Akuta comes out in October. So that's definitely an option. Let me take it out. Little baby. This is one of the books that started my romantasy obsession, and to reread this would be amazing. Okay, so this is definitely an option. But since I'm trying to tackle more books on my TBR, I'm going to see whether I have something else which will go with this prompt. Okay, at least I'm really confused. Should I pick another prompt? Because I don't seem to have any fairy tale retellings on my TBR. I think I'm going to put this prompt back in the TBR, and I'm going to pick up another one. I'm not going to do Akuta for this prompt. I will be reading Akuta soon, but I don't want to do it as part of my TBR jar, since I'm aiming to complete my TBR. So the prompt says a book that explores a social or political issue. Somehow we haven't got a cute romance this time. So I do have one on my TBR, and it's Carrie by Stephen King. I had actually started reading it for a book club, but I couldn't finish it. So I think I'm just done like chapter 1. So maybe I could pick that one up again. Okay, so I do have another book on my TBR, and it's called The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I was supposed to buddy read it too with one of my friends this month, and I think that book does fall under this prompt, that a book that explores a social or political issue. So maybe we'll just pick that one. Here it is, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I think we can pick this up. I'm just going to read the back again. But this says, the story is about what it's like to be a woman during the war, when women's stories are all too often forgotten or overlooked. With courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author Kristen Hanna captures the epic panorama of World War II and illuminates an intimate part of history seldom seen. The Women's War. The Nightingale tells the story of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in a war-torn France. It is a heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. Okay, so I think this can be counted as a book for this prompt. So we will be picking this one up since I was supposed to read it anyway this month. So that concludes our video. I've picked all 6 prompts and I'm very excited with the lineup. We have a lot of great books. The first book that I picked was Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. The second book that I picked was Babel by R.F. Kuang. The third one that I picked was Unreachable by Mazos. The fourth one that we picked for the prompt was The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. The fifth one we picked was Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. And the last one that we picked was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. So I think we do have a mix of different genres in here. We have a contemporary romance, we have a romantasy, we have a dark psychological romance, we have Babel, which I'm guessing is fantasy. Babel by R.F. Kuang is an alternative history fantasy. So historical fantasy basically, that blends dark academia with speculative fiction. Interesting. The novel explores themes of linguistics and the evils of British imperialism. I am very excited to be diving into that one. We also have Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh, which is like a coming of age sort of coming of age book. And I am very excited to be diving back into that series. I'm going to try and finish that series soon. Yeah, that's a great lineup and I'm very excited to dive into all the books this month. The past 2-3 months have been horrendous in terms of reading. I've been in a very bad slump. I've not felt like picking up books, and even though the book that I'm currently reading, Blood Over Blighthaven, is amazing, I feel like I'm just too distracted by other things in life. But I'm ready to lock in and read some good books this month, and hopefully I will be reading much more than my TBR, hopefully, but I feel like I will be happy if I do end up completing just my TBR. So yeah, with that thought, I'm gonna leave you guys and I will see you guys for my next video coming very soon.